So the knots I'm going to show you now are for making cordage longer, so connecting two ends of cord together. The first one I'm going to show you is called a square knot. Square knot, you take two pieces of cordage. Now this one's very short and this one's a little bit longer. They can be as long as you like. You take the tag ends and you set them next to each other like this. Then you twist the two together. One twist. And do that again for you. Cross them, twist them, just like this. Then you take the tag ends again, bring them together, and you do an over-under twist at the top. And what you'll have, set that up for you, is something like this. There's a twist, there's your first twist, and there's the second twist. Pull this tight, and the knot sets. So it's called a square knot. So again, two tag ends, set them next to each other like this. You do one twist, over, under. Then we take our tag ends, we bring them up top, up here, we do another twist, two twists. Like that, we pull them tight, we have our box knot, our square knot. This knot is called a fisherman's knot. Now it's not the knot you use to tie a hook onto a fishing line, although there is a version of that that other people call a fishing knot. But this is a knot that you use to connect two pieces of cord together when you want to change the length of the final piece of cord that you have. You can make it longer or shorter. And what we do is we start with two pieces of cord. We take the tag ends, we put them in opposite directions. And what you're going to do is with both of these, you're going to tie what's called an overhand knot. An overhand knot is the kind of knot you would tie just for almost anything. It's like a pretzel knot. And what you do is you make a loop like this, twist, and then you take the tag end and pass it over the far side. So here, the tag end goes underneath the working end and then goes back over into the loop, and you pull it tight, and you get a pretzel. Pull that tight and you get a knot. And I'll show you, this is the overhand knot. Take a twist to get a loop. Here the tag end is going underneath the working end. So I bring the tag end back over the loop and then under the far side. I pull it and I get a pretzel. What you're going to do for the fisherman's knot is you're just going to do that around each of the ends. So what I'll do here is I'll pass this piece under the piece that's closest to me. And when I make that loop, I'm going to put the other piece of cord in the loop. Now here the tag end has gone over the working end. So what I'm going to do is then pass the tag end under the loop and then back over. And my pretzel is going to come down and hold this piece. Now that's going to slide through like this. You can see it slides. And I'm just going to do that with this piece on this side. I'm going to tie an overhand knot over here. So again, I make a loop, just like that. I pass this either under or over, depending on whether your tag end goes over top. I pull it tight, I get my pretzel. The pretzel holds on. Now I have a longer piece of cord that I can make even longer. Or if I pull this way, I make shorter. It's a fisherman's knot. I'll show you one more time. Okay, tag ends go in opposite directions. On one side, you pass tag end over, make a loop. And then you do your overhand knot. So I pass it back under. And I pull tight. I get a pretzel. Do it again over here. We'll go over. There's my overhand knot, the loop. Pass the tag end back through the loop I made. I get 2 overhand knots that hold this longer piece of cord together, and I can adjust it. The next knot is called a sheet bend, and we use the sheet bend when we have a thinner piece of cordage and a thicker piece of cordage. Now these are the same thickness, but for the demonstration, imagine that this one is the thin piece of cordage. So we take the thick piece of cordage, we make a bite. We take the tag end of the thin piece, we run it under the bite. Here it's under. Then we go around and underneath both sides of that bite. We went underneath here. Then when it comes out, there's going to be a crossover where the thin cordage went under the bite and then over the bite, right here, under and then over. There's this little diagonal piece that comes up. You're going to take this, the tag end, and put it underneath that diagonal piece, like this. Then we pull it tight. And that is our sheet bend. I'll show that to you one more time. I take my thick cordage and I make a bite. Like this. I take the tag end of my thin cordage and I go under the loop. Then I go over the side and underneath both sides. Over one side, underneath the 2 other sides. Like so. And then I will have this piece right here that goes over one side of my thick cordage. I'll take the tag end of my thin cordage and go underneath that piece. Right there. I'll take that, I pull both tag ends. There we go.